Now, let's tell you what else is coming up in the next part of Open House this afternoon. We have the power of Pilates coming up very shortly, and that won't exercise you too much. 3:25. This is Colette who's here beside me to talk about Pilates. Now, tell me, you're a practitioner of this fine art. Better explain to us briefly what it is, because I know it's very in at the moment, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's very popular at the moment, Marty. Pilates is a scheme of exercises that help develop improved posture. They help work your deep abdominal muscles, so it helps you get your flat tummy that a lot of people are looking for, but also it gives you core stability. And what does that mean?
I have no idea.
Okay, that's
it's
when
written on your T-shirt, though.
Yeah.
So it's presumably part of the plan.
So it helps you work your deep abdominal muscles, and they give you a girdle of strength.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a deep muscle which I have a little picture of here. Would you like me to show you?
You brought one with you.
Yes,
of
indeed.
a deep muscle.
Yes.
Now,
the red on the front shows your superficial abdominal muscles, and the green at the back are the superficial back muscles. And in between, wrapping underneath both the back muscles and the tummy muscles, is this deep transversus abdominis muscle. And it wraps around like a girdle, and when you contract it, it tightens in, gives you that nice flat effect, flattening below the belly button, and it helps give you stability in your lower back. So that's why Pilates is good for your back. It helps keep that area stable.
And this Jay Pilates, when was he about?
He was born in 1880 in Germany.
Right.
And when he was a child, he was very weak and frail. He had asthma, rickets and rheumatic fever. And he was determined to overcome all these. So he studied a lot of different disciplines like yoga, Zen meditation, gymnastics, and he put all those disciplines together and devised his own program, which gave a more total body conditioning.
Now, what we're talking about here, I'm intrigued by this, because you're talking about something that is in many ways an alternative to the traditional sit-up.
Yes.
Or that ball affair that's now has been quite popular in the last while. People lean on and roll, curls.
Well, you can incorporate Pilates with the ball as well, actually.
But it could also be an alternative, couldn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Because it's less energetic, if you will.
Yes. You can do Pilates without changing your clothes. You can do it in a 10-minute break at work. You can, go off to a lunchtime class and come back without having to change your clothes, because you don't get into a sweat. But what you're doing is you're concentrating on certain muscles and contracting them and getting a very intense workout.
But because you don't break a sweat, as it were, therefore, does it take much longer, if you will, to working towards the shape you need or whatever it happens to be?
No. Pilates himself said that if you were to do 10 minutes a day, you should get the desired results. Obviously, if you do a little bit more, you'll probably get more body sculpting if you work in certain areas.
Now, this is, as we're saying, it's very in these days. Madonna is practitioner.
Yeah, Victoria Beckham, Liz Hurley used it a lot during her pregnancy and after her pregnancy to regain her shape, which she did a magnificent job with.
So are there other age groups that shouldn't be doing this?
No, it's for everybody. Pilates can be broken down to very simple stages of the exercises and progressed as you get stronger, as you build up the endurance in that deep muscle that we showed. Then you can get on to harder exercises, challenging your stability more and getting a stronger effect again. And it can work from kids from the age of, say, 9 or 10, and then you can work with people up into their 70s.
But young.
Yeah.
Well, now, you have someone you're going to use as I was going to say a guinea pig, but that's not fair. It's Kelly, who's your daughter, who is in with us today, and she's over there. So, will we take a stroll?
Yes, we will.
And let's go over, and you can talk us through. Hi, Kelly, you're welcome. Nice to have you here. How are you? Your mum's coming, so you have to behave now. So when you go.
Okay.
Now, again, there is a marriage here, isn't there, between, well, it's yoga and fitness, kind of being...
Yes, it's very similar to yoga because it's slow, controlled movements, but you're really focusing on those deep abdominal muscles and you're getting a little bit more movement and building up strength, so it progressively gets more difficult.
Okay.
Now, for Kelly, Kelly is a tennis player, so I would use it for people like her to build up the core stability, and we work with the under-12 Irish squad as well.
Kelly, you're not just a tennis player, you're top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
In what age bracket?
Under 16.
Under 16. So you're super fit. You must be.
She trains a lot, and she plays tennis and badminton.
So that shouldn't put anybody off, by the way.
No, not at all. It can be for anybody. The people who don't exercise, they turn to Pilates, and it doesn't scare them away.
Well, that's excellent.
You know, so if we were...
Give us a sense of it now.
Okay, so if I'm going to get Kelly doing a simple exercise, first of all, you set up the posture. Right. So we get her to relax down her shoulders, drawing her shoulder blades down into her back. And then imagine she's lengthening to the top of her head, holding a soft peach under your chin. All that gets your neck in the right position. And then if you move down to the pelvis, it's very important that you get into the neutral position.
Yes.
Okay, so if I get you to press your back down into the mat and then arch it up off the mat, then you come back roughly about halfway, and that should be the neutral position, the natural position for your back to be in. Okay. All right, and then we're going to try and get her to activate this deep abdominal muscle. So take a normal breath in, and then as you breathe out, drawing in that lower abdominal muscle, holding her neutral position, and then she can bend up one knee. Okay, breathe in. Keep breathing normally, and as you breathe out, just keep tensing that lower abdominal muscle. Then we can start adding other things. You can get her moving her hands. So you can move your 2 hands, 5 for every breath in and out. And this is
What's
leading
that
on.
Doing now?
Now that's keeping her shoulder blades down into the back and challenging the stability a little bit more.
Go ahead.
And then she can challenge the stability even more by bending up another leg.
That's not that easy to do, to keep your
No,
leg
it
up
isn't.
like that.
And then to keep flattening down here and keeping her neutral position.
See, Kelly, you're real fit, and this is the point.
And then the next thing, when you've built up the endurance in the muscle, then you can gradually add another aspect. You can lift up the head. And then people have to be careful of their neck posture when they're doing this. So if you have a sore neck, you wouldn't rush into that.
Okay. And how long would you be doing this particular exercise?
Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lower down. You can do that for, say, 10 breath cycles, and you'll get the full 100 done.
And you're holding in your tummy like the crunches that you were doing.
Well, you're working below the belly button. So you're trying to flatten below the belly button. So trying to keep away from the rectus muscle here. That doesn't really give you the local stability. You're trying to flatten down and get the deep transversus muscle.
And move down further. You said you progressed. We're coming to the end of this now. We won't do any more for now. You're off the hook, I think, at this stage. I can assure you, Kelly. I think you're all right. I mean, you're used to this. It's not your mum's doing this on you, and you're well used to it. But is it something you practice yourself? Do you give it a go?
Yeah, you can do it on your own as well.
Well, this is the point, isn't it? You can do it on your own. But again, you'd need to have a certain level of fitness to be able to do it like you can. And it would be a good idea to work with a trained practitioner or instructor initially, just to get the basics, the positioning, the breathing, and then targeting that deep abdominal muscle. Then you can progress through the exercises gradually. Very good. Well done. Thank you, Kelly, for coming in and allowing your mum to make a show of you on the television. And thank you, Colette. That was very, very good. Well done. Now, Mary, you can share that with Ted over there.
Absolutely wore out. That was fabulous. It really looked as if it was doing the trick.